morning, good afternoon, good evening, maybe even good night, my friends, my family on YouTube family. I've been told that it would be advisable to put on a little different clothes when I record one of my spiritual or talking movies, whatever you want to call it. In any case, in the past, I figured, oh well, it's all about the content. But at the same time, who did you believe 20 years back? If somebody wore a shirt and a tie, that you could believe him or her or him. When somebody was dressed in a suit, maybe you could believe him. If something was written in a newspaper, maybe you could believe it. Who you believe today? That is a tough question to answer, and yet that is also an easy one. How can that be? Well, it is your level of consciousness that helps you to see and understand the truth. I mean, there is also names in history you could go by, like Noam Chomsky or President Kennedy. But even there, it starts already being critical, because you are now having some people say, oh no, not Kennedy, the other guy, or the other one says him or her, this side or this side. My point is actually, you are on the level of mind. That is the level of duality. And on the level of duality, you have always two sides. You get hired, you get fired. You get hired, you get fired. Who do you believe? Well, it is not about who you believe. It is actually about your awareness that that's happening, one and the other. And if you can leave the level of duality, go above or below, it's whatever I prefer below, but that's just because. And if you can go deeper or higher, then you are not so much on the vertical plane anymore, or you left it. The vertical plane, the horizontal plane, there is one thing and this thing, logic and reason. But the horizontal plane, which is this, strangely enough, it actually represents a cross, but here on this plane, this is where wisdom lies. And a deeper knowing, which is not understandable by the mind because logic does not have the jurisdiction here. If you can go there, that is where conflict and duality starts to dissolve. Wisdom comes in. Wisdom is hard to explain and also very subtle to notice. This is, you have internal unhappiness, conflict. It's usually self-centeredness that brings that on. Eastern and Western psychology knows that. The self-centered focus, I, me, that brings that on. If you can go higher and, for example, go on to the level where we can disagree, but we don't have to be disagreeable. If you can get there, wars already start to dissolve. What I am introducing with the emphasis is a problem cannot be solved on the same level it is created. And if you create it on the level of mind, the right and wrong, that it cannot be solved there. Even with the greatest thinking minds, you have to go higher or deeper. And a lot of people, millions of people still do not know how even in their own life, and that's where it starts, can leave the plane to go to a peaceful, realm of existence. If you can question your mind, your own mind, and say, is that true? What I am thinking right now. The answer is not what you think. The answer is actually that you are able to pose the question. You open a door. Anyway, the conflicts that have and are all over the world since as long as we can think, or history reports, our progress is not so much progress. We have known since how to kill one person with a club or a sword. Our progress is now great. Now we know how to kill 1,000 with the push of a button. Is that real progress? My suggestion is, look at that. It starts with you. Peace starts in here. Peace starts with you. That's how important you are. It doesn't start out there. It starts with you. And that's really good news, because you cannot do very much out there. Even the so-called powerful, well, yeah, they can have maybe even billions to throw away and around and manipulate and whatever they do. But it starts in here. And that is where your power lays. The ball is in your court. Millions or billions doesn't matter. Jesus didn't have millions or billions. He probably didn't even travel that far out of He didn't travel the world. He just probably 100 miles radius, but and in burlap clothing and on a borrowed donkey in sandals, but riches beyond belief. Inner riches, not outer riches. It starts with you. If you can contribute and see that level and rise above or go deeper below the mind state, the state of mind. This is not the end of human development where there is just very, very intelligent people, and there indeed is. Oh, listen to Deepak Chopra, and whoa, does he know a lot, and very, very good things too in my book. But still the level of mind. But when you drop in the heart, or that's when you start to dabble into wisdom and peace. If you can have peace in your life, you're not a hypocrite anymore when you want peace in the world. Because my question is, how peaceful are you? And maybe this is enough talk for today. And thank you again for listening. Please like and subscribe. As I said before, I still try to. Maybe I don't try anymore. Maybe I just ask you, please like and subscribe. That helps me to get some traction. I would love to contribute to be a benign human, and maybe I can even be a blessing to my environment. Time will tell. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. If you have a question or a comment, please leave it in the notes. That also helps the individual, as that shows it might be worse for a lot of people to listen to what this person has to contribute. Anyway, thank you for listening, and perhaps some of these words help. The world seems to need peaceful help more than ever. Have a good day, and bye-bye. See you next time.